Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. I want to start on the daily time frame and then we take a look at the shorter time frame, which let's say showed some volatility today. Overall, bigger picture, daily chart, nothing's changed. The idea is still that we are caught in a wave 4 correction. I don't assume that the wave 4 is over yet. It's likely going to form a direct move down or a more extended ABC, but what I don't expect at this stage is that the entire wave 4 is already over. That would require some more evidence. Can I rule it out? No, you can never rule anything out. You really can't, unless something would get invalidated, properly, or it's just not possible anymore from a wave count point of view. But it's important to understand that the market can, of course, do anything at any point. What the analysis tells us is, out of the infinity of potentials out there, what are the most likely pathways and the most likely roadmap? And here the daily chart hasn't changed in months. Yeah, so it's still unchanged. A possible wave 4 correction that is part of this move to the upside that we expected in a larger fifth wave. So this really hasn't changed at all. If you want to have a little bit more like a calmer trading experience, then I recommend you check out the daily chart. It is much more relaxing. For those, however, who like the action, the shorter time frames are definitely recommended. But yeah, crypto is obviously a volatile market. We saw that today, but daily chart just want to reassure you the idea is still that we are in this correction. So that hasn't changed at all. So analysis is very consistent with previous updates. Looking at the shorter time frame then, I guess it was a bit of a confusing day for some. And it was a bit of a frustrating day with that up and down move there. And we want to talk about what happened. So this is the microstructure. So again, what hasn't changed is my view that we should get to the 100% extension level at around 85K. That was sort of my, let's say, nominal target, milestone target. That can change, but this is at the moment sort of a milestone target that ideally the price is going to, more or less directly. The expectation is still that we're dealing here with an ABC structure in a wave 4. And that can unfold as a direct move like this, ABC, or as a more extended B wave. So that would simply mean A wave, and then the B wave is a bit more of an extended ABC like this, and then we go down, right? These would be my two scenarios I've been tracking. So the move today shouldn't have been too confusing because I pointed out like the short-term bullish and short-term bearish scenario. And I want to tell you what we talked about, just to clarify, because the volatility always scares people. It tends to create some fear in the market and, how do you call it? Insecurity, maybe, I don't know, but maybe some confusion. So the move down was tracked as an impulse, okay, as an impulsive move down. And then I told you when the price hit that support area, should the market, that was one of the targets, so price reach target. Then I told you if the market from here breaks above the intraday high, which was this one, around 94,150, then the yellow pathway will become more likely, right? I didn't tell you that white will be invalidated, but I told you that yellow will become more likely. And the white scenario, however, eventually, I decided to change it, right? I decided to change it to a diagonal pattern. So white is still possible, but the impulse was taken out. I mean, you could say it was invalidated maybe, but it certainly didn't have the right look anymore as an impulsive structure. So I decided to go with a diagonal, okay? So just want to explain, we have either the yellow count or the diagonal pattern. So the idea was from the low that this here looked a bit like a 5-wave move up actually, all right? So we had this break above resistance and the 5-wave move up, but I pointed out the correction still doesn't look finished to the downside. So any break above resistance would probably only delay the move to the downside. And then we saw throughout the afternoon a sharp sell-off again. But with that 5-wave move up, it is possible that some kind of a low formed, maybe in yellow wave B, and we're now moving up, okay? Either in the yellow 5-wave move, or in a more extended B wave in the white scenario, which is just part of like wave B of 3, right? So A, B, C. Now we have seen then after that initial 5-wave move up was identified, we've seen a pretty sharp pullback. Yeah. And it doesn't really look as if a low is in. So at least it gives us all these corrective vibes that this entire range has been given us for some time. And my view is still the correction isn't over. So you have to expect choppy price action. It's just part of a correction, right? I can tell you that it was looking quite good, at least, that we could get a larger B wave. This is still possible. It's quite a sharp pullback. I'm still watching for further upside short term, but don't think this is a great setup. I mean, it is a possible long trade setup, but a break below the intraday low at 91,400, especially if it's a sustained break. Bear in mind, B waves can sometimes overshoot to the downside. That's possible. So it's an A-B setup is never that great, right? And even the yellow 1-2 setup, it would be invalidated below 90. Well, what did I say here? That last low around 91,400, okay? So under the condition that we're holding that level, there is a chance for higher prices, either for a larger B or that C wave. But this is all part of that overall correction still, okay? That's at least my view at the moment. The only reason why I'm watching for this is because of this potential 5-wave move up. But as I said, a sustained break below that intraday low would indicate we just can't continue the pathway down. So either way, so my focus is on this level, 85K, until I see a solid 5-wave move up that is large enough to really confirm a trend reversal, followed by a 3-wave pullback. We haven't seen that at the moment. And it takes really 5 up, 3 down. That's what I need to see. I don't need to see the 5 waves up in the yellow count to confirm something more bullish is going on. I need to see 5 waves up, 3 waves down, because even in the yellow count, it would be an A, B, C structure, and that C wave is 5 waves, but then we could still go down lower. So I hope that clears things up a little bit. Don't put too much emphasis, please, on smallest movements intraday on a 15-minute chart in a correction, right? It's just not meaningful. It's just noise. Of course, if you're trading this short term, it is a bit of movement, obviously, but it is just what happens in corrections. And you get this volatility in the crypto sector, yeah? And now we just need to see, due to the 5-wave move up, okay, does the previous low hold? And that is already getting challenged. So I think the next few sessions will tell us if we're going a little bit higher. Then I would first watch for the white B wave. But if it breaks above the green line there, which is located at around 97,400, it would further confirm the yellow count. But then at the latest, after 5 waves up, I would watch for the next correction, right? And it would most likely be the C wave down. So that's how I see the market at the moment, which means my mindset is still that we are in a correction. That's the assumption. We are not yet in the next rally to the upside, not yet in the next larger rally to the upside. I don't think we necessarily go much lower. Certainly, what I wanted to say is that price action from today has made it clear, and that's also part of the analysis, good finding, that some more complexity is coming in here. Yeah, some more complexity. It's getting a bit choppy. It's getting a bit messy, which means even more that it's important to focus more on capital preservation, because we're dealing with corrections. In corrections, typically, at least from an Elliott Wave point of view, the priority needs to be on capital preservation and preparing for the next move in line with the trend, and the trend is up, okay? So that's my view. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.